What's up, guys? This is more or less going to be a high ground retake video, but I am also going to go through like some of the strategy and some of why I switched up and I abandoned some of the older techniques that I used. The basic principles are not exposing yourself while, obviously taking the high ground, and then knowing when to take your shots. That's pretty much the biggest flaw across the board with people is they just build and build and build, and they don't know when they're gonna have the advantage and when they have the opportunity to get a good shot off and not get hit themselves. I'll show you what I mean in a minute here, but the main reason I switched up a few of my techniques was just to stay better protected and just stronger builds with more layers. Some of the other ones are flashy looking, but at the end of the day they're very easy to break you down quickly. This clip right here is just from James's point of view, and it's not like a realistic scenario, but it's just to give you an idea of how hard it is to track somebody when you're going through all these retakes and different sequences. I mean, you barely get a glimpse of my character for more than like a split second. And if we were closer and we were actually build battling, I would most likely go over top of them pretty quickly with one or two moves, and then after that you're just looking for a shot, like I said, or trying to stop them from coming up to your level. One of the things I learned from playing James so much one-on-one, because it's one of his strong suits, is just how to really like stay on top of somebody and track them no matter what you're doing or what they're doing. I'm pretty good at staying aware of where they're going to be and where we're going to intersect. But anyway, this is one of the edits I used to do. Like I said, this is one of the harder ones to do and more flashy ones, but at the end of the day, one little whack of that half floor there and the whole thing comes crumbling down. And you got to nail both of those edits. You got to hit both squares on both edits perfectly, make the turn and the jump without getting hung up on that ramp, and then make the following edit. Which, if you're only doing a floor and popping through, they could always put a pyramid over you and stop you. But this is the new technique that I've been doing. I kind of did it by accident the first time. But when you got this other ramp behind you, which all you got to be doing is looking slightly down when you come through that pyramid, you are pretty well protected. They almost have like no angle on you from here or anywhere they would be if they were only like a flight or two above you. And like I said, it's way stronger. I mean, had I put a wall right where I just was, there's no breaking that thing down in the amount of time it would take for me to get over top of you. This next one I use a lot, and it's not just good for taking the high ground, but I usually am able to do some damage in the process. When you're double ramping like this, it's not too uncommon for people to just jump down on the ramp that's above your head, and they'll try to shoot through it, or there's many different ways they'll try to attack you from there, or they'll try to head you off. What I do oftentimes is I'll wrap this turn to the right, like after I place all the pyramids in my floor, I'll look to my right and I'll try to hit a shot. So you put this one above you first, the one that you can't really see too well next, and then these two will kind of automatically place. You turn right there, you take your shot, and then you come up here, and they should be right below this unopened pyramid below me. So you can either drop down behind them and take a shot, or block them off with a wall, or they might even break through and you'll be right above them, just waiting for them. That second cone that you're placing is going to actually stop them in their tracks. And like I said, you can just put a wall down there and they won't be able to hit you, but usually you end up trading shots there and you kind of have the advantage. So more often than not, you're going to end up hitting them for more damage than they're going to hit you. But this is another little trick I use all the time when I'm double ramping. At any point, you can just box yourself in here. You want to put a floor down just to make sure you face through the right way. But as soon as you flip that ramp, you can continue up. Until you flip the ramp, you're completely concealed underneath of it. So it's a nice little way to stay protected and just, another way to switch directions on them and kind of fake them out. This last technique here is the same idea. The only difference is you're going to be phasing through your pyramid instead of a ramp, and it is going to be two edits. But it's the same idea in that you're going to be able to see through the edit. Once you put these walls up, you don't necessarily have to reset this right away or even build up. They may be looking over top of the walls. If you intersect right here when you're build battling, there's a good chance that, like I said, they'll be looking down on you and you will be able to see them perfectly and they won't be able to see you so well because you're going to be underneath of the cone. So right here you would do the same thing, put the walls up, and instead of resetting it right away, you would put your aimer on them and go for the shot as you come through. And then you could either drop back down or just cover your head up, you know, if you don't kill them. But hopefully this helps, guys. I'm definitely going to do some more in the future. And stay tuned.